this. And I know I was supposed to come in here at 1:30, but of course it is a little bit delayed. We're now at 2 p.m. or 1:46. Now I'm pretty sure that this is all going live, but I'm going to make sure that we have everything down and that we're ready. Ah, wonderful. RuPaul, hello, my dear. Okay, so we are going to be discussing number synchronicities today. Okay, so this is going to be pretty fun. Now, what I'm going to be doing, though, is I have my notes here as well. So I'm going to be periodically coming in and giving you a few notes or to read my notes, if anything. If you have some questions, hello, Anita, my sweet. If you have any questions, please type them in the comments. I'm going to be going through the comments as I can, or as I normally do, of course, and we'll see what's going to be going on there. So I'm going to get straight into it. Now, this may be a longer lesson, so if you can't stay the entire lesson time, don't worry about it, because we will simply, I will upload this and you can watch it all a little bit later. But number synchronicities, it's more so how to read them. That is the main important thing, because you've got to think your spirit guide has so much information to give you, so much information for you to follow, and uses every opportunity they can in order to get the message to you. So you're going to have to kind of learn how to put this one in here and all the bits. Renee, yes, you're early. Well, no, I'm late, to be honest with you, my sweetie. I'm totally late. So this is my fault that we're starting a little bit later. So we are going to start with number synchronicities. Okay. Alrighty. And I think I'm going to get a new pen already, right? Because this already doesn't feel like it's going to be very good. Okay. So the first thing you need to understand is that each number between 0 to 9, sorry, clearly I'm not going to use a new pen. There we go. 0 to 9 has a meaning. Okay, so number synchronicities can be read as singular individuals, or they can be read as a group, or as a group, pre-grouped or predetermined. I don't know if that's, yeah, anyway, group numbers. Okay. Oops, sorry, I'm going to throw this over here. So again, 0 to 9, every single number, all right? Now I'm going to, do we want to go through these ones? Yes, we'll go through these ones now. So let's go through these singular meanings first, okay? So we're going to go through literally what each individual number kind of represents. Now, for those of you who are interested in numerology, who are very, you know, like, oh, I've read this here, I've read that there, by all means, some of the things I'm going to tell you today are going to correlate, and then a lot are not, okay? Because what I've actually noticed more than anybody, hi Lorna, hello Annette, hello Johan. What I have so noticed more than anything else when it comes to number synchronicities, angel numbers, all of these kinds of bits and pieces, is that everybody has a little bit of a different, and I'm really sorry if this is, you know what, I wonder if I can turn that down. There we go. So every number, like, because there's so many places that say 1111 means your twin flames reuniting. Others say, or I say that, you know, it's your manifestation is taking root. Others say that, oh, you know, your spirit's with you, make a wish. So you're going to have a lot of different conflicting information than what I'm giving you today. But all I'm going to tell you that is, when I was awakening myself and going through number synchronicities, I looked at all the angel numbers. I was like, you know what, I was just using my pendulum only. I was just like, oh, this means that, this means that. But when my spirit, when I got my connection to my spirit, it was then like, no, that doesn't mean that. That's all bullshit. That's totally wrong. So Again, these number synchronicities, the meanings behind them, I'm giving them to you from what I know Spirit has given me. And not only that, but from what I know, that like, shoot, my frequency is like super freaking killer high, right? So I know a lot of stuff. Right. Now I'm gonna try to keep on top of the comments too. Hi. Okay, so let's start with the singularities. And I want you to kind of just get these really into your mind, because when you see them, you're going to need to remember off the bat when you're putting them all together what everything means. And I'm just going to make sure I have my book, which I wrote all my synchronicities in as well, just to remind myself what I need. Okay, you know what, actually I'll hold this up. All right, so firstly, let's go with number 1, or number 0 actually. 0 is always looked at as an amplification in the physical. Okay, so whenever you're seeing a 0, it means that something is happening in this physical material world, all right? So that is, or it is an amplification of your whatever the other previous message was. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that in just a moment, because I need some other numbers up there, but that is what the 0 means. Okay, so 1 equals your spirit, 2 equals now moment, 3 equals care for the physical body, or that can also be mind and spirit too. Well, mind and body, and spirit. You need to care for yourself when you see a 3. 4 is positive plus happy thoughts. Okay, staying within a literally or your love frequency. Okay, 5, we are at trust. Now this is in trust in yourself and in your spirit, which is of course yourself. So I just want everybody to kind of have a look at this to begin with, okay? Really, really important, because these are the numbers you're going to be putting together. So for example, if I wanted to have, if I got the synchronicity and I kept seeing 2:34. Every time I looked at the clock, I saw 2:34. Or every time I looked on a license plate, or I was just walking down the street and I saw, house number 234. You're just gonna see 234 everywhere you go. And you're like, what what does 234 mean? Well, 234 means, means that you need to stay in your now moment, because you're thinking either too far in the future or too far in the past, right? And your spirit is trying to tell you, hey, what you're thinking about right now isn't relevant to our overall goals, so stop thinking. You need to put yourself back in the present. 3, so you're seeing 3, which is take care of your physical body, right? So meaning that, hey, if you're thinking too far in the present, too far in the future, or too far in the past, you're not taking care of yourself. You're causing yourself stress. You're causing your body stress, your physical body. So with that, what you need to do is care for yourself. Be mindful of your body and how it's working right now. Now, don't get me wrong. You could also really need to pee during this moment, and your spirit's like, okay, stay in the present, but go pee as well, right? So think of things like that too. And then 4, which is positive and happy thoughts, or stay in your love frequency, right? So meaning, again, that whatever you were thinking of before wasn't correlating to being a positive or beneficial for you. So when you see 2, 3, 4, you'll know your spirit is trying to say, hey, get your thoughts out of that space. Go back to your now moment, take care of yourself, and be happy. So that's what 234 is going to mean to you. Now, what you may find, though, is that you keep getting a 234 if you are very lost in anxiety. Okay, like if you're constantly anxious, but you know or you're aware of it, you may see 234 all the time. You also may see 123 all the time. You know, like you literally every time you look at the clock, it's 12:30, right? Or it's 123 or whatnot, right? So if that was the case, your spirit would then be trying to tell you with 123. It'd just be like, hey, look, I'm here with you. Focus on the present moment and take care of yourself, right? I got you, kind of thing. So that's what we can look at in terms of those. Now, Annette, you have said, I see 12 a lot lately. Oh, we're going to get to 12. We're going to get to some of the double digits shortly, but we're going to keep that question in mind. Nancy, you say, can a number mean one thing for you and something different for someone else? Very, very, very good question. And the answer to that is yes. The answer to that is definitely yes. However, what we do is, as you're awakening, they're going to be more standardized or have about the same meaning. However, when you get to a certain frequency level and you are, you know, just like really up there, your spirit may reassess a number for you, okay? Because it's no longer relevant. So I'll give you an example. When I was ascending and I was really trying to get rid of my conscious and subconscious entities and get out of my ego, right? Get out of my character and realize who I actually was, I would see 6 a lot. Now 6 is, or 666, which are going to go through this synchronicity, is one that just basically is trying to tell you, wake up, get out of your ego, get out of this material, because 666 is, of course, carbon, right? It's the molecular makeup of carbon. And and carbon is us. Carbon is the physical. Carbon is the flesh. So whenever I saw 666, that was my spirit or myself telling me, like, yo, snap out of it. Get out of your ego. You know, remember who you are. And but now, of course, I don't need that at all, because I am always within myself. I'm always within my crown. I always know who I am, and I'm surefire, firmly Kulipup. Atenga no wahaha ostasa sote sote, you know, and so on. So now 666 can now be redefined for me, because my spirit and I, or myself, has redefined that, hey, it's not actually necessary anymore. So we can assign whatever we want to it. However, again, until you get to that point, we're going to kind of go with the regular flow. Or by all means, get a really good connection to your spirit and redefine all of them for you. That's fine. So Nancy, you say, I get triple numbers all the time more than sequential numbers. Oh, definitely, definitely. And don't get me wrong, we are going to go with those numbers in just a moment. However, we start with a lot of people start with the doubles and triples in their numbers. However, this part is going to start to get really, really heavy soon in terms of the different variations of numbers. So understanding how to read them just the same way you can put multiple letters together and read totally entirely different sentences, this is what we're doing at the moment. But don't get me wrong, those numbers are definitely coming, so stay tuned on that one. Alrighty, so I hope everybody's got this down. Again, amplification, 0 is amplification, 1 is your spirit, 2, now moment, 3, care for your physical body and mind, 4, positive and happy thoughts, and 5, trust in yourself and in your spirit. So just before I actually go over there, there's another one that I want to show you, because a lot of people have reported getting a 525, right? 525. So with that one, when you have 525, you'd be, the first initial one is trust. So trust me right now. Stay in your now moment and really trust me. So if you were to see a 525, that's almost like a, hey, you really need to trust me right now. I can't tell you to trust me and that's all, because what I want you to do is trust me. Stay in your now moment. Please trust me. That's what your spirit is trying to tell you at the moment. Okay? And whenever you see a 5, a 5 sequence, you really, really do want to assess your behavior and really look to trust yourself. Because if you are lacking in self-trust in that moment, you could be switching yourself into an alternate timeline where it's going to produce more of a lack of trust in yourself, or something may not really be very good that comes about of it. So literally, just when you see the 5s, you do definitely want to trust yourself. Okay. Catherine, you say this week, including today, I've seen a lot of 55, 111, 1, 2, 3, 4, 33, 44, 44, and 444, and 41, 41. Excellent. So with the double-digit numbers, of course, Catherine, we are going to go through those suckers. But for the 1, 2, 3, 4, for Catherine, though, hey, it's exactly what I was mentioning before, right? The 1, your spirit is saying, yo, chick, I'm here. Stay in your now moment, care for yourself, and be happy, because clearly what you're doing right now is not working out for you. You know, it's literally just trying to say, look, get yourself out of your thoughts and enjoy life, enjoy the moment, and take care of yourself, right? So whenever you're getting the 1, 2, 3, 4, Catherine, and this is for everybody, just be aware of what you were thinking about. Like, you know, just reassess and just be like, you know, you could have been like, oh gosh, I hate work. Oh, this person stresses me out. Oh, I'm so stressed out. My body's tired. And then you see a 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you kind of be like, hey, wait a second. Am I not in my now moment? What was I thinking of? You know what? I don't need to stress about work because I'm not in work right now. You know, I don't need to stress about all the things I want to be doing right now because I can do what I can right now. If that makes sense, like, because so many people get lost in the future in terms of like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and that, and they forget to put their first foot forward to actually get that action to be completed. So sometimes it's just got to be like, yo, stay in your present moment. All right. So what do we got here? So Pankaj, you've said I mostly get 0, 9, 9, 0, 0, 4, 5, 0, and 77. All right. Well, we'll definitely have a look at those ones in a second. Okay, so I hope everybody's got what they need. You got a lot of zeros. There's a lot of amplifications in that one. Okay, I'm going to erase this now, so I hope you all got this. And if you have not, then by all means, you can pause this video and rewatch it a little later and make some notes. I will as well. I have a document. I do have a Word document. I know some of you have this document, so don't worry. I will be publishing this document for you as well. I'll put a link to it, so if you wanted to, you can print off the lists and, of course, go keep them in your pocket, you know? So if you ever need it, it's there. Okay, so let's go with, we ended off at 5, so let's go with 6. So 6 equals ego. So get out of your character. Okay, so that's that. Then we have 7 is gratitude. Acuity. I don't know how to spell that. We have 8 is destination. In the physical. And then we have 9, which is DNA, repair, or upgrade. Okay, so again, going through these suckers here. Now, Pankaj, you're going to be able to put in a little bit more with this, with your numbers. So let's go with the 6. So as I was mentioning there just a second ago, 6 is your ego. When you see a 6 in a sequence, your spirit is trying to tell you, snap the hell out of it. Gentle reminder that right now. And yes, it doesn't feel like it. I've had this conversation many, many times with many, many people, but what we are going to do is we are just going to be, for those who are new and watching and who don't know, this is my pendulum. Are we in a massive computer simulation right now? Yes. Our consciousness is pure just light, love, and energy. Yup, it is. So we are all playing a massive mind game right now. Yup, we are. So it's all in your head, guys, literally. But it's all collectively in all of our heads because it's a multiplayer game. But anywho, when you see the 6, that is a reminder for you not to take this life, this experience so seriously where it is going to cause you harm to your mind, okay? So don't take it so seriously, and just remind yourself, hey, I'm playing a game. I need to enjoy this. I need to enjoy my life. I need to enjoy what I'm doing. And if I'm not enjoying it, then why? And I'm going to give you guys a kind of a perspective to look at. I want you to think of, I'm going to use Mario Kart. I always use Mario Kart. It just seems like the easiest thing to go with. I want you to imagine plugging yourself in to play Mario Kart, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to be Princess Peach. And your friend over there is like, I'm going to be Mario. Other friend is like, I'm going to be Luigi. Yeah, let's go. Let's race, right? Let's race all around these cool mythical worlds. Except for what happens is you log in and you get in Mario's car, or you get in Princess Peach's car or whatever. And then before you get to the race, Mario's just like, oh, wait, 1 second. I just got to go to work first. So instead of driving on this cool race, Mario then takes a detour, drives to somebody's house, and then proceeds to go to work and fixes the pipes in a house. And you're sitting there with your controller just like, when's Mario going to be finished? Shoot, doing this household. And you're bored crapless, right? You are bored as hell. And Mario is bored as hell because he doesn't want to be working. You are Mario in that moment. Why? Go drop your ego, drop your character, and go freaking play the race and have fun and enjoy yourself. So that's kind of like what a 6 is saying. 7, moving on to 7. 7 is the number of gratitude or gratitude, okay? When you see the number 7, that is a signification from your spirit to say, yo, you need to be grateful in this moment right now. You are not grateful for either what you have or what you are experiencing. And you need to be grateful right now. And the reason why is because the gratitude frequency is a power generator for you, okay? Love is a wonderful power generator for you. So being positive, being in a number 4 and being positive. But number 7 generates for you energy to put towards your manifestations, okay? So for example, let's say you've made a request to your spirit or to the universe and you've said, please, please, please let me have a new car. Let me have a new car. That is what I want. Now your spirit's just like, okay, if you want that, we're going to need a little power. You got to give me something else. You got to give me a little bit of energy. And staying within your gratitude frequency is going to generate for you the energy you require to put towards that car, all right? So that the universe can organize it and align everything to get you what you want. So if you see a lot of 7s, it just means that you are not in your gratitude, so you are not generating enough power. So it is going to take you a shitload longer to get to your manifestations, right? And it's not difficult to stay within your gratitude frequency either. All you really have to do is you have to, for 30 seconds, marry your heart with your mind, your mind with your heart, and think of all the things that you are grateful for. A lot of the times when I was thinking of my gratitude, it would be, and I was in the lower frequencies, I would just be like, you know what? I am grateful for love. I'm grateful for life and all the wonders it holds. I'm grateful to be here. I am grateful for all the love that everybody shows me online. I'm grateful for all the love that everybody shows me in person. I am just grateful. And when I did that, I would then start to generate more power for myself, right? So that is what the 7 means. Okay. 8 is your destination. This is a physical destination. Physical destination. So 8s are what I use in terms of my that way. Yes, I have that ability. So what I mean by divine navigation is I don't use a sat nav anymore. And I don't know where I'm going, but I can never be lost. So if I want to go somewhere specific, It doesn't matter whether it's being in a city or a country or wherever. All I do is I just have to make my way physically. I just have to put one foot in front of the other and get there. So number 8 is a way for for your spirit to tell you that you are physically on the right path or in the right direction. And we'll go through that more so in the multiplications of the 8s as well. Okay, but that's a pretty cool one actually. And 9 is a DNA repair or upgrade. So what do we mean by a DNA repair or upgrade? Well, firstly, what you have to understand is that every single person, every single human baby born into this world, born into this life, has the ability for psychic abilities. It is not necessarily a gift. It is literally what you are born with. Okay. However, it is a gift. It is a muscle that needs to be developed. Now, as we are children, we tend not to develop that muscle because our parents and society told us that we were all crazy and that it was just our imagination. You're not really seeing those creepy things under the bed when really you were seeing some creepy shit under the bed. You know, society just tells you everything wrong rather than telling you everything that is right. So with that being said, our DNA is then suppressed because we're not working our psychic muscles at all. So as you are older and you are now progressing with your abilities and your development, you're going to see a lot of 9s, a lot of 9s. And that again is a reminder that, hey, your DNA is being repaired. Your abilities are going to work a little bit better after this. Now, when you are seeing a lot of 9s, it just means that, shoot, you're probably going to get a lot of ringing in your ears at the same time as well, or be prepared for a really, really loud ringing in your ears. Like, you could get it all done at once, but we're going to go through that in there. So how would we put these together? Well, a lot of the times they would be coming out. Let's actually look here. So we've got here, Catherine, I'll go back to you. You say you've been seeing 4141 really, really often, like lots and lots of 4s. So mind you, that doesn't have any 7s or 8s or anything. So 4141 anyway would be an amplification. So your spirit would then be saying, hey, hey, stay happy. I'm with you. So the 4 is stay happy. Then the 1 is I'm with you. But because you are being stubborn, they're going to say it one more time. So that's why you get 4141, because it's like, hey, hey, really pay attention and listen to me here, lady. So that's what Glentaryn is trying to tell you at that point. Okay. Hello, Hazel, my love. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got here, Priscilla, you say, I see 1111, 111, and 11, and 2311 every day, and a lot of other numbers. Yes, definitely. The 231, or the order as to which you get these numbers, will depict what action you need to take first. So if you're saying the first number is 2, as you are seeing 231 here, then the first action that you need to take is to stay within your now moment. The next action you need to take is the 3, which is take care of your body. And the last one, which is the 11, which is, hey, I'm with you, your spirit's with you, okay? So it's like, I really, really need you to stay in your now moment, take care of your body, and just know that I'm here with you. So that's what would be happening for you there, Priscilla. Okay, so how would we see these coming about? Well, same way we would see the other ones, really. Let's say you got a, let's go, you got 786. That's what you found in your, you just keep seeing 786 over and over and over again. Well, what your spirit then would be trying to tell you is like, yo, chick, or mister, you need to be more in your gratitude frequency here. Be grateful. We're almost there. You know, we're on our way. You're on the right path physically. Keep going. But drop your ego. Okay? Drop your ego. You need to stay grateful. You know, be happy. Stay grateful. We're on our right way, but drop this ego. Whenever you see a 6, it is never really a positive thing. It is always a don't take life so seriously kind of thing. Drop that. Okay? So that's what we have for there. Now, I hope we have Yes, my dear, of course. So that is the individual numbers. Now we're going to go on to the double and triple and so forth as well. Okay, so I hope we got all those in there. Okay, so now that we know which number is which, we are going to look through then the regular kind of ones, the synchronicities that we see. So we're going to start with the 11s, and we're going to go all the way down to the 99s as well, and then we're going to hop into the double-digit numbers as well. Okay, so firstly, let's go with 11. So we're going to go 11, 111, 1111, and that's all we need for those ones. Okay. So 11, whenever you see 11, or if you are seeing an abundance of 11s, it means your spirit is with you. Okay? And I don't mean just like, oh, you know, the Holy Spirit is always with me. All over. No, I mean like your spirit is like right there with you. Seeing what you see, hearing what you hear, no doubt just being like, right there with you. So I mean, when you see an 11, your spirit is saying, I am right here, okay? Shoot, I would normally be at that point, be like, acknowledge them. When you see that 11, just be like, yo, hey, how you doing? You know, acknowledge that they are there, because that's like them just saying like, yo, just remember I'm here, okay? 111, this is make a request. Also known a wish or a prayer, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. You are making at this moment in this time a request to the universe because you have built up enough energy in order to get something fulfilled. Okay, or if you see the 111, you're at a timeline change and your spirit in that moment wants you to make a request so it can get you down that road, right? Okay, so if you were, this is, I don't know, we'll say happiness, we'll say money. So this is you, you're going up your road here. So right now, your spirit is going to be like, oh, we're coming up to a crossroads. So I'm going to give them the 111. Now, if you decide then to be like, you know what, I wish for happiness, that's what I really, really want. Then your spirit is then going to be like, okay, wonderful, you've made the wish, the request right here. I'm going to switch our timelines so we can start manifesting this happiness. However, if you're like, you know, screw that, I want money, you're going to switch your timeline then to go get some money. Okay? So that is the purpose of the 111. So every time you see it, just be aware that this is what's happening. There's a crossroads coming up, and there is a switch that is being made, okay? And your spirit's just like, hey, just give me something to work with. Now, what if you miss a 111? Well, it means that you are going to go wherever your thoughts are taking you. So you've missed this, and let's say you were thinking with a dark, stormy cloud all over in your mind, and you're just like, yeah, you know, I'm not having a good day, and you totally missed it. So what's going to happen is you're going to basically then, if you've missed this, you're going to manifest whatever your thoughts and your hearts are thinking about. So if you've just got a dark cloud, you're going to manifest a dark cloud. But if you were to choose in that moment to be like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to be happy, then you would manifest happiness. So that's basically what's happening when you see the 11. Triple one. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Oh gosh, with my terrible little diagrams. Thank you guys. Okay, so for those ones for everybody who said yes, I see 111. I hope that answered your question for you. Now let's have a look here. How long do they give you to make the request? Right. So whenever you see the actual request, you have until you no longer see that in order to make the request. So for example, if I see 111, I make it immediately. I make that request immediately. I drop everything. If I'm in a conversation, I'll just be like, 1 second, take 30 seconds, make my request, and then we're done. Okay? If the 111 is still in your eyesight, it means that you have more time. However, if it's like it's 111 and then you're looking at it, you've not made your request, and then it goes to 112, then you need to, like if it's 111 and then it goes to 112 because you're looking at the clock, then you've missed out. You've missed out on that one, and you're going to need to wait for the next 111 in order to come back, okay, and save it. But it's all about being aware, right? The more you notice them and the more you know what you're actually being spoken to about, the easier it is to actually action them. So that's what you have until your vision leaves that that synchronicity, okay? So I hope that does answer it. I believe you did. Yes, Lorna, and as you say, just in case you need to think about what it is you really want in that moment. And that is what takes the cookie, my dear. Because I actually, myself, I had to write down a list of things as things I wanted. So I was just like, oh, crap, where's my list? In order to get it done. But don't worry, like, as you progress, you discover more of what it is you want and more of what it is that you actually need as well. So for me, it's always now, it's more like I make a wish for mankind, or I make a request for mankind, you know, opening up their hearts to love and to light and so forth. So it's easy for me now, but you'll get there too. I hope so. Okay, so let's have a look. Yes, no worries, Lorna, my dear. I'm glad that you are still here listening to me drone on and being here for the actual explanation. All right, so Spirit is with you. Make a request or a wish or a prayer, whatever you want to put on it. Oh, and by the way, just going on the 111 or the 111, when you are making a request to the universe, try your best. Like, it'll come in time, but try not to think of it as you are making a request to somebody else or that the universe is something else. You need to understand that you're the universe. Your energy is the same energy that goes into the universe. So when you are making your request, you are telling the universe what you want. You are telling your own energy what to do. The same way I'm telling my hand to go from here to over here. I'm telling my energy what to do. You want to do the same thing when you're making the request. So, for example, my energy is your energy. So when I'm making a request for mankind, I'm saying things like, you know what? It is my will that all of mankind's hearts be open to the love and energy that I hold within my own. This is my will, it is so. So you see with that, I wasn't going, please grant me this. Definitely not. And I wasn't being forceful either. I was just basically telling my energy that, hey, my energy, the heart, the energy around your heart is going to be open to my energy, because my energy is yours, and I'm just telling your energy what to do. Okay, so that's what I kind of approach that I want you to kind of take on when you are making a request. Okay, moving on. 1111. Alrighty, 1111 just means that your request has been heard. Okay, so your request has been heard. So normally you see, after you see 111, you will then often see the 1111 very close afterwards as well. Just saying like, yo, okay, you've made a request, totally heard it. It's now taking root. Okay. So if 11 is, hey, I'm here with you. 111 is, yo, I'm here with you. Now make a wish. 111, got it. Order has been taken. That's all that is. Okay. So Lorna, you say, but if I was to see it in the morning and made a wish and then see it again in the afternoon, do I need to make it again? Or if I change, it would, or if I change, it would. It changed my path. I asked for the morning, and so it would no longer be what my spirit is helping me with, or would it be helping with both? it depends on what the wish is, okay? Or the request. If it is a request that is really large and is going to take more energy, because again, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm going to try my best to make this appropriate. So I want you to look at this as a bed, as a garden, like a vegetable bed or something like that. If you make a request, so your spirit's with you, your spirit is like literally is the farmer. Okay, so that was a piece of hay coming out of his mouth and not spit. And I realize now that that looks like spit. So I'm going to just put this back here. So anyway, so this is your spirit, okay? This is your energy and your bed and your manifestation bed. All good things will come into manifestation that you put in here. When you make a wish, that's like you putting a seed in the bed, okay? Now you've put in a bunch of seeds, and these are all your wishes, okay? Now, all your seeds are not going to be the same. Not all your seeds are going to grow at the same rate as all of the other seeds, right? So it depends on what you have. Now, if you've made a request for further, deeper enlightenment and development, you know, like I would have issues if I had like inner work issues. I would make a wish to get over those inner work issues. So of course, my energy, my focus, my spirit's focus, if it was for inner work, well, bang, that doesn't take much energy. So wonderful. I made that wish this morning and it's already been granted. So now I have a beautiful flower because I put my focus on it. However, that didn't take very much. If I wanted, what's something that takes a long time to manifest, bro? Money. If I wanted a lot of money, right, which money takes a lot more time to manifest, then I would have to continually put my focus on this. And then, you know, so if my wish was for money, I would make a wish in the morning. And then if I saw it again in the afternoon, I would still make another wish for my funds, because it's going to be like every time you make a wish, you only get, okay, well, now I've got a leaf. Okay, I made another wish. Well, now my stem is a little bigger. Okay, make another wish. My leaves are getting bigger. Make another wish, and so on until you get your manifestation, okay? So it's a growing process, depending on what it is that you are manifesting. However, I always say, if you get the things to grow quickly, well, inner work. If you make requests to better yourself internally and mentally, you will find that manifesting something that normally takes a really long time won't take as much time, because once you've grown all of these little, you can grow big things a lot faster because you have a lot more energy behind you. So I hope that actually makes sense. Oh, Susan, I'm so sorry you're finding this a difficult one to watch, but don't worry, once it's finished, we're totally going to save it. And so anybody who is not able to see this for its entirety, of course, you can watch a little bit later, so that's okay too. So that is the 11s and so forth, 111 and 11. So I hope we've all got that one in there. So now let's go on to the 2s. And by the way, for everybody, this is going to be a longer lesson anyway. So if you feel like you need to dip out and come back in, then that's okay. Or watch it a little bit later, because again, we are going to be here for a little bit. There's a lot more numbers to go through. All right. So next we have 22. And 2, 2, 2, 2. So 22, if we can remember what 2 meant, 2 was all about staying in your now moment. Well, this is a gentle reminder. Okay. So a gentle reminder to stay in your present moment or in your now moment. Now, some people may be like, how do I do that? Or aren't I always in the present moment? Not really, not really. It is crazy how minute a thought can be that will lead you either into the past or the present. Okay, it's great because we have been programmed and developed into either thinking in the present or in the future or in the past. If you think of anything to do with school, right? They're always preparing you for the future, preparing you for the future. You're always thinking future, 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 future. That's why so many people will be standing at the door going push when it says pull, right? Because nobody stays in the present moment. You know, we're always thinking about the future. If you're watching any sort of TV shows or programming like that, you're always thinking about the future. If you're watching the news, they're always telling you what happened in the past and how you can be scared in the future. You know, it's crazy how often our thoughts are never just literally in our present moment because we are so freaking distracted in everything that we do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lorna. I'm glad that you found that explanation decent. Now, Harolden, you say, is every number I seen in a message or, so is every number one seen in a message or only the ones that are repeating? It's only whenever you're thinking number synchronicities and this message, it is only what you see on a repetitive basis. Otherwise, there's so much information that could be coming in, but it also goes on a feeling too. You're going to see repetitive numbers. However, there's sometimes when you see a number, you're going to have an instant feeling that will connect you to it. So, or there's going to be something that you're like, wait a second, should I look into that a little bit further? Because your spirit is connecting you to this. Almost like telling you, hey, this number is going to come up a lot if you don't change your thought process, right? So, but generally, yes, if you're seeing it a few times per day, that's when you know it's a synchronicity. Okay, so I hope that helps. All right, so yes, 22, gentle reminder to stay in your now moment. And I do say it is a gentle reminder because when you are seeing the 22, it could just be like, hey, just, you know, you're doing well, but just remember, keep it present, keep it here. When you are seeing the 222, it is, yes. Think positively. And stay in your now moment. Okay, so the 222, that is, we're no longer at a gentle reminder. This is more like your spirit going like, yo, hey, come back to the present here and be a little bit more positive, okay? Because whatever you're thinking about right now is not beneficial to you, right? So you focus your thoughts on the present moment because you're currently thinking, again, either too far or too far in the future or too far in the past. And just remember, if you are anywhere besides your now moment, you cannot manifest. Or you cannot manifest appropriately or with a good intent, okay? Because the past has already happened. And if your thoughts are basically what builds your world and what leads you to manifest, if your thoughts are literally in the past, you're just going to go on loop, right? Because the future is just like, well, where do we go now? So you become stagnant when you are thinking in the past because you can't move forward. If you're too far in the future, and you're always so far in the future, then you're never in the present to move forward. Okay, so it is a negative action to be too far in the future. You know, those kinds of individuals who are just like, I'm going to have a business one day. And it's cool. I'm not saying that you can't have a business one day, but I'm going to have a business one day, but never ever change what they are doing in this now moment in order to make that business come to fruition. They're the kind, or is it collateral damage or collateral or something, where we have Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. They did a movie together, you know, where Tom Cruise was the hitman and Jamie Foxx was the cabbie, like unbeknownst to him, now driving around this hitman and so forth. But this is a perfect example of somebody who lives too far in the future, because Jamie Foxx's character was just like, I drive a cab, but I want to have this fancy limousine service. But yet he was driving a cab for like 7 years, never ever making the moment. And that's because his thought process was far too in the future, far too into the luxuries of having his own business, having his own this and that, but never taking the steps now to get it, to put it into fruition. So again, 22 is no longer a gentle reminder, but a, hey, follow this action through. 222 is basically an amplification goes like you need to stay present. Or negative consequences may arise. Okay? So again, 2222. And I want you to think, when you see a number amplified in 4, okay? When you see it amplified in 4, that is literally your spirit trying to give you a kick up the ass, all right? To say, stop it, stop it. This is not working. It's not happening in this way. You need to listen to me now. So when you see the 4, again, amplification, you need to stay in your present moment, or negative consequences may occur, okay? So really, really focus on that and pay attention to it. And I don't want, hello Sarah, my love. And I don't want you to think that, oh gosh, I don't want you to think only negative consequences will happen, because we're not trying to promote negativity, but it is a very real thing that will happen. Because if you are thinking so far into the past or so far into the future and you can't stay in your present moment, it's like we say, like, nothing good comes out of that. You're drawing in off too much dark energy or dark mana when you are thinking in the past or in the future. So that's your spirit just being like, look, calm down, we're going to be all right. Okay, so those are the 222s and all those bits and pieces to go with there. Okay. All right, so now let's go on to our 33s. So we've got 333 and 33, 33. Okay. Now, as we were talking about before, our 3s are all about our bodies, okay, and taking care of ourselves. So if you'll notice, that the 3s, that a 3, a 6, and a 9 all have something to do with your physical vessel, okay? Whether it be in the mind or whether it be in the ethereal, it has something to do with your physical vessel. So 3 is, of course, take care of your body. So this is a gentle reminder. So when you see 33, it's a gentle reminder. Okay, gentle reminder to take care of yourself. I'm just going to say of you. So a gentle reminder to take care of yourself and take care of you. So 3 is the same thing. 3 is that signification that you need to care for yourself and your body in this now moment, or in the present moment. It's like I always say, if you need to pee in that moment, go pee. If you need to rest in that moment, which is so very, very common for so many people, then you need to rest. All right? If you need to meditate, go meditate. If you just need to go out and get some fresh air, go get some fresh air. You know, that's what you need to do. So again, has something to do with your body. 6 has that something to do with your ego, okay, which is your mind, again, connected to your body. And 9 is your DNA upgrade, so again, your physical. So 3, 6, and 9 always have something to do with your body. Okay, so anyway, gentle reminder to take care of you. Okay, that is the 33. 333 is, again, we're no longer a gentle reminder on this one. We are you need to take care of it. All right, you need to take care of your body now. Okay, this is no longer a reminder. This is no longer a, hey, we can get out of this or whatnot. No, it's like, no, 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 you need to care for your body. Okay, and so many people, again, we bypass so many things. We go to work and we're tired as hell. We can't stand the environment that we're in. We're stressed out as hell, and so forth. And it's all because we're not taking the time for ourselves. Okay? So more so than ever, when you see this 333, just drop things and just do what makes you happy in that moment. And if taking a bath makes you happy, if singing and dancing makes you happy in that moment, then just do it. Just take care of yourself and do it. And of course, 3333 is the amplification of this. So it is now. How can I say amplification of that? 3333, again, you don't want to see the 4 digits. Because if you do not action this, because normally what you're going to see is you're going to see a little 33, you're going to see a little 33, and then you're going to see the 333, and then you're like, okay. And if you still are ignoring this 333, that's when the 3333 comes in. Because at that point, your spirit is just trying to tell you, like, look, if you don't go pee right now, your bladder is going to explode, you know, and you're going to cause physical damage. If you don't take care of your mind right now, if you don't remove yourself from this stressful or negative influence on your body, it will cause a physical damage that will take more energy in order to heal and repair. So it's kind of like, don't waste your energy. Just simply go do what you need to do for your body in this time. Okay, so that's where we're going in terms of the 33s. Again, so take care of yourself now and in that moment. All right. And next, we are going to go with 12 as well. 12s, they're going to come. We're going to start doing 12s when we get into 2 and 3 digit meanings and combos of duplicates. So we're going to get through, we're on 3, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to do, and the 0 amplifications, and then we will totally be getting on to 12, but we'll also be getting on to 10, 12, 12, 12, 13, 25, what else we got here, 36s, 47s, 98s, so again, like I said, this is a long lesson, this one. If you can't make it all, totally get it. You can go away and come on back. Or watch it a little bit later. Okay, so that is our 33s. Now we're going to get on to our 44s. I do not want to write gentle reminder every 5 seconds, so we're going to keep that there. Okay, so 44s. And 444. Catherine, if you're still with us, this is of course for you. More than anything, because I could see that you had a lot of 44s on there as well. So when you are seeing a 44, it is a gentle reminder that your thinking or your thought process are too negative. So shift your focus. Okay? So again, 44. That's why so many people are seeing 44. We have to remember what is happening, what the message that is trying to be told us, and we have to be more conscious of our thoughts at this time. So as soon as you see a 44, you've got to stop, you got to get out your head and literally immediately try to shift your focus or shift your perspective. Look at things a different way. And if you are unable to think in a positive way about the topic that you are thinking of at that point, think of something else. I really don't care. Think of something else. Because in this moment, if you continue on with these negative thoughts, you are only manifesting more negativity in you. So at that point, your spirit's just like, hey, just switch it up a little bit. You can do this. Okay, where are we here? Catherine, you say, yep, that has happened to me. The 3333, I try to listen when I start seeing 3s. Yes, please do, please do. Oh, goodness. And yes, a lot of 4s. Well, Catherine, this is for you. Yes, Annette, please definitely take heed of the 3s. We've all got to do it. We've all got to do it. Okay, so with the 44s, let's go back onto that. Okay, so again, 44, gentle reminder to shift your focus. 444 is to shift focus on positivity for as long as possible. Okay. So when you get to the 444, you actually got a couple of different meanings on this one. Okay. Now you've got the first kind of meaning, which is very, very similar to the 44, which is, hey, your thought process is too negative right now. You need to start kicking it up and you know, thinking more positively. But when you see the 444, it is, yes, shift your focus on positivity for as long as possible. Okay. For as long as possible. So if you can do that for a minimum of 30 seconds, that would be fabulous. If you can do it for longer, even better, right? Because there's one of two things, or maybe even both of these things happening at the same time. One is you are thinking too negatively, so you now need to make up for those negative thoughts by countering it with more positivity. Or the other thing is, again, the 444 is when you're thinking of happy thoughts, you are thinking of what is, well, what is happiness if it is not love? Okay, so you are thinking of love. You are trying to remain in your love frequency. So when you see the 444, you are generating some energy there. You are generating love energy. So your spirit says, like, please stay with that energy. You know, I need more of it. Sorry. So for as long as you can see this negativity, I want you to just think positive, because this energy that you're using from this 444 is going to go towards your manifestations also. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So if you've requested money or a car or something cool to go on with your mind, just think, yes, I need to be positive. I'm so happy. I have it already. Be as happy as you can so that it can come to you as fast as it can too. Now, if you are in 444, it means that your focus is far too negative, far too negative. And at this moment, you need to think as positively as you can for as long as you can. Otherwise, a negative consequence will occur. So I'm just going to put happy or else. Nope, that is not how you spell else. So I will delete that. Okay. So 44. Stay happy or else. You're going to get a 44 if you've ignored these ones. You are going to get a 44 if you have ignored this. And then if you continue to get these 44s and you can continue to ignore them, all that's going to happen is you're going to find that you're going to remain in your negative thought cycle and your negative thought patterns. So it's quite lovely when you are, let's say you do suffer from anxiety and you're aware of this. I'm not talking about if you're lost in your anxiety, but if you suffer from anxiety and you now understand number synchronicities, it can really help to stop or break that cycle of negativity. Because I know that, hey, when I was waking up, I was incredibly anxious. You know, I had anxiety just like everybody else. And it really, really helped me to get over my anxious programming. But when I was listening to these things, because it was just like, oh, that's right. You know, this isn't even important right now. Because so much of our anxieties and our worries and our negative thinking is based on lies and things that are completely unimportant. All right. So a lovely, gentle reminder. Okay. Hazel, you're like, ironic that it's 144 here when you're speaking about fours. You say that? When I was speaking about twos, it was 222. So there you go. I was like, I am in the present moment. What are you talking about? So that's what we are at for the fours. Okay. All right, let's get on to the fives. There we go. So 55, 5, 5, 5, and 55, 55. Okay, so going on to the fives now. We've got 55. So your spirit is a gentle reminder that you need to trust in yourself. Trust yourself and trust your spirit. Okay, so 55 is a fun one because it is all about trusting in yourself. You need to trust in yourself in order to invoke and manipulate your energy. Because again, it's all in the mind. It is all a mind game. Life is all a mind game. And if you don't have trust in yourself, it means that you don't have trust in your own energy. It's like literally get behind the wheel or get in a car with somebody who does not trust themselves how to drive. You are going to be scared shitless. You are going to be entirely scared if you were to get into the passenger seat with, let's say, a 14-year-old who has never driven before and they're going on the highway. You'd be like, what the shit am I doing? Right? And it's scary. Okay? Very, very scary. You cannot manipulate your energy properly if you do not have trust. Now, don't get me wrong. If you were behind the wheel of a 14-year-old was behind the wheel and they were driving like derby cars and all of this since they were 9, you'd be like, you know what, this kid could drive, this is fine, because the kid trusts in himself. Right? So same kind of thing. Gentle reminder, trust in yourself and trust in your spirit. I would often get 555s when I was going through a thought process or a cycle. So for example, if I was using my pendulum, this is when I was awakening in my lower frequencies, I was using my pendulum, and I'd be like, I don't know. And then I'd see a 55. Just be like, just trust yourself. You're fine. This is good. Or if I was out and about, right? So I would be at the mall or you know, doing errands or anything like that. And the things that I would see going around, I would analyze everything. And it could be anything. I could just be like, watching the news somewhere. It's like, this is happening there, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, that seems like a total false flag. And then I'll see a 55, which is like, yeah, trust yourself. It is, you know, that kind of thing. So it can be used in so many different ways, right? Okay, so trust yourself. 555, when you see this, it is trust your spirit. In this moment. Okay? So when you see the 555, it is a direct saying to like, yo, trust me now. Okay? 55 is like, yo, trust yourself. Trust me, trust yourself. 55 is like, no. Trust yourself, trust your heart at this moment. Because if you don't trust in yourself, then you're going to be leading yourself down in a wrong path. Because I want everybody to think of your spirit as your best friend. Okay? So what you may find is that you see let's give you a scenario. So you're in a relationship, and it's kind of like a rocky relationship, and you may be like, I don't know if I should leave or if I should end this. I'm not quite sure. Your spirit right there, your best friend, is just like 555, get out of this relationship. So they're sending you 555, kind of like, trust me, please. Your heart is saying, when your heart says go, your feelings and when everything inside you is saying leave, and you're saying 555, that's your best friend right there going like, please listen to me, trust me. I can see the future. I can see what's going down in your life paths, and I don't want you to go there. So please trust me in this moment. Okay. That is what a 555 is for you. Now, if we're going to 5555, that is now more than ever. Trust. 555 is now more than ever before. You need to trust in your spirit like you've never trusted in anybody at that point within this moment. Because they can see something that is so definite in your path, in your timelines, that if you don't follow the advice of your spirit in this moment, you will be led down the wrong path. So so for example, you'd have been like, oh, gentle reminder, trust yourself. And you're just like, okay, that's fine. And you kind of did, but then you kind of slipped back. So then your spirit's just like, hey, no, really, trust me. Trust me on this one. But let's say your anxiety's got the best of you. Then you're going to see 555 where your spirit's like, look, All right, you need to curve this down the other way and trust me, okay? So often when you're seeing the 555, sorry, 5555, it is at a dire moment where you have been ignoring yourself, when you've been ignoring your intuition, when you've been ignoring your better judgment, when you've simply just let your anxieties get the best of you. And oh, trust me, did I ever see some 55s when I was up there? Because when my anxiety was taking place and when it was taking over, it was so difficult to get out of it sometimes. And when I saw that, I was just like, okay, nope, my ass has literally just been kicked. So I need to get out of myself. And I really need to trust. And sometimes that was like literally, I'll give you an example. When I was literally just passing level 1 in the matrix game of life, just getting my regular crown of glory, it was brought to my attention that I needed to go to, and I'm in Canada, but I don't live in Toronto, which is again a major big city. I did not want to go to Toronto. I don't like going to Toronto. I cannot stand big cities because you can imagine as an empath, all I feel is just like, ugh. You know, everybody's frustration of traffic, of just general Toronto city life, right? And so anyway, I was like, I feel the need that I need to go here on this date around this time. And my spirit, or I was at that point, I'm like, yes, please. But my anxieties are just like, oh, but no, I don't want to. It's going to be a wasted trip. I don't know if I'm going to do, like, I don't know where I'm going, and blah, 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 blah. And if I had not followed through, because I was sent this 5555 to just be like, yo, snap out of it. You got to do this. And I did. And that was when Lip and I went to Toronto, and basically with ourselves, we eliminated a lot of the negativity in the ethereal. Total, all out, just like, use the ley lines of the earth and everything to increase and bolster our energy and focus it in some great ways, and decimated the entire negative energy population. So there was that. Okay. Hazel, you say there's a company truck that always seems to pop up with the phone numbers 435-5555, 665s. Yes, from that I would actually look at the 5555 or whatever your eyes went to first. If you're always seeing the 5555, that's what you're going to want to take from that. Like if that's where your eyes are going first. However, if your eyes went on the 435 first, then that's the message you should be taking from that. You have to remember your gaze. Your gaze is not just randomly put on these numbers. Your gaze has been directed specifically to these numbers. So that's what you got to take from there. But I'm sure that's a 5555. Because I know Hazel is just like, yo, chick, trust me. Stop this. I know her because she's a lot like me, to be honest. Hazel, you say, does that mean it's too late though? Five fives can't count to 10. No, not at all, not at all. It's just that once you see it, you just need to action it. That's all. That's all. Because when you start to understand playing this game, when you start to understand energies in life, you understand that when you miss something like this, it doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to die or anything like that. Nothing so drastic. But it does mean that you're losing out. You're losing out on a specific set of energy, or you're delaying things, right? And your spirit's not about delays, because your spirit says like, shoot, I need to get this chick going as fast as I can, or this gentleman going as fast as I can, so we can start living a good life rather than being lost in this negative rubbish. So I hope that answers your question, my sweet. Righto. So that is the 5s. Let's go with the 6s now. Okay. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay. So we are on the 6s now. Before anybody goes, demon, you know, like it's the devil's mark, it's this and it's that and everything. Well, yeah, I guess you can say that if you'd like to call the subconscious the devil. 666 just plants you in this reality. Like I was saying in earlier in this lesson, 666 is the mark of the beast because it is also the compound of carbon. It is the chemical makeup or the elemental makeup of carbon equals 666. Okay, carbon is what everything in the material is made out of. Your bodies are made out of carbon. Okay, this wall is carbon. Everything is carbon. And when you see 666, it's doing is just telling you that you are two in this material world. You need to remember that you are a consciousness, a being of love, a being of light, that you are an immortal being, and that you are an immortal soul. Don't get me wrong, not every single body is. But I'm sure as hell if you're watching me right now, you've got a pretty damn good chance of being one. Because I only attract those who need me. And normally those are my source fractals that need me. So anyway, 666, I don't want you to think of it anything to do with like, oh my gosh, the devil's coming or super negative things are happening or anything. Nah, it's just a gentle reminder, just like get out of your ego, right? So 666 is gentle reminder. You're too far, to get out of your ego. Yeah, we'll just say get out. Or character. Okay, so get out of your ego or your character. Also, this is a nice signification to you that your conscious program entity is manipulating you a little bit too much. All right, so and just for those of you who are just like, my subconscious, my conscious program entity, what? And you're not sure about what I'm actually talking about with this one, then I'm going to ask you to watch some other videos based that I have, which are my subconscious entity programs, and how to deal with it and everything like that. And that'll give you a bit more information. However, with this one, again, it is that gentle reminder to stay in your crown. Remember who you are. Remember that you are divinity, that you are here for a purpose, for a reason, and it's not to get lost in life, you know. Because I want you to think about it, right? Your spirit is here to literally fulfill a purpose. And if you're too caught up in the material, meaning you're too caught up in bills, Kardashians, the news, you know, social issues, and so forth, that have absolutely nothing to physically do with you, but your thoughts and your mind are so wrapped up into them, you're going to get a 66. You're going to get a 66 from your spirit. It's going like, yo, chill out for a minute. You know, you don't have to be thinking about that. Get out of your ego. You know, you're more than this. You know, that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to get. Oh, we have some. Susan, let's have a look here. Please, can I ask, is it good or bad if you don't see numbers? It's neither good nor bad if you don't see numbers. Your spirit will communicate with you in whatever way that you communicate the best in. However, I will say that you will normally see numbers. And Susan, let's have a look here. Harley, do you actually contact Susan? And you do actually have a lot of numbers, Susan. Your spirit is telling me that you do have a lot of numbers. You just don't notice them. So you've just not noticed the pattern yet. So keep a lookout. Keep a lookout. Every time you look at the clock, every time you see a license plate, every time you see the number on the bus, you know, just like, that's a thought. I've seen that number a few times. So you do have them. It's just, you got to notice them, right, to know that they're there. All right. Okay. So Annette, you've asked, so when you're negative, can all these numbers come to you all together? Oh my gosh, yes. There is a time, okay, the average source player, the average soul or spirit sends the average individual, how many would we say? 8 to 10 synchronicities every day, okay? 8 to 10. Now, you may not notice all of those, so you may only notice 3 of them. But the average spirit sends you 8 to 10 number synchronicities every day because that's the best way to get your attention, for you to at least start thinking about things and looking into things. Now, if you're like me an individual who raised frequency really fast, really hard, I was getting, I think, how many was the most synchronicities I got in one day? 89. 89 synchronicities in one day. And it was at a point where, why did I get so many? Shoot, what was happening that day? Oh, apparently it was the day I was reaching the pinnacle of my enlightenment, before I was going into level 13 of the physical frequency and discovering my consciousness as source. So yeah, 80 freaking 9, because I remember I could see 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 55, 44, 33, and each time I saw it, I tried to action it. And each time you action these things, it actually amplifies the effect of it, because you understand it and you know it and you're proceeding towards it, right? So yeah, you can get all of them in one day, depending on where your mind is taking you. Okay, so Susan and Lorna, yeah, focus a little more. Johan, you're not focusing on it by ignorance. Well, ignorance. Yeah, it can happen sometimes. It can happen because we do get shown these all the time and we're just like, we just think it's the time and we brush it off, right? Hazel, you say, Herolden and I have made it into a game almost like Hunt the Synchronicities or something. Yes. You know what you'll find though, is whenever you go on a serious hunt for synchronicities, you'll never find one. Because you're not giving yourself the synchronicity. Your spirit is the one giving you the synchronicity. So if you're constantly, because I've done that too. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm seeing synchronicities everywhere. I'm going to physically seek them out. Couldn't find one. Not one. Until I'm like, fine, I'll stop then. And then they all come back again. I'm like, cheeky. But you know what? That is so something I would do. That is definitely something I would do. If you're, you know, if you like my teaching style or you find my teaching style different, trust me, when I was teaching my own self, I was like, I love you, but you're sneaky. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'll make you learn no matter what. All right. So yes, or you can say cousin. That's right, Lorna. So anyway, sorry, I'm getting lost here. So 666 and 666. Okay, so we went through 66, which is a reminder to get out of your ego or your character. Now let's go into 666. So right, that means that you are lost in the material. Okay, you are lost in the material world at this time. So at this point, you need to really remember who you are. Okay? So again, if you've seen this, it means like look, you got to now remember who you are, because whatever you are doing, your thought process is, so again, if my name is Rebecca, right? But I'm really Kulipup. I'm Kulipup. But if my character's name is Rebecca, then I am all Rebecca when I see the 666, right? And I know there's plenty of you who I've spoken to, and there's times when I'm like, I'm speaking to your ego. I am speaking to your conscious entity at this point because you are too fixated in this material world, right? And then I got to try to get back to you, who you really are. I don't have to speak to you, but you're somewhere deep in there, but I just got to wake you up. And this is what's happening. So when you see the 666, wake up, say your name, tell yourself, I am. For me, I would be like, I am Kulipup, you know, or I am Kulipup, and so on, to go on there. And you have to remind yourself in this moment, because your most powerful manifestations will come, and they'll come quickly when you use your name and you remember who you are. Because you also have to remember that it is you, not your character, not your ego, but you who holds the power to wield your energy within this universe. Okay? Not your character, not your ego. Rebecca wouldn't have any way, shape, or form the ability to manipulate as much energy, space, time, and all of this as Kulipup does. So that's your spirit at that moment is telling you like, yo, get out of yourself. Get out of your ego because we've got work to do. Okay, so now going into 666, again, sorry, 6666, it is, of course, an amplification, okay? So your inability to shed your ego will lead to a negative outcome. Okay, so again, inability to shed your ego will lead to a negative outcome. Now, what kind of negative outcome? Well, it depends on the situation. But I definitely know that if I don't shed my ego when I'm being told to, then I leave myself open to more manipulation. Okay? Because your ego, I want you to remember your ego or your character or your your conscious entity program, these things will cause you nothing but confusion. So the longer you remain within this thought pattern, within this state of mind, the more control and energy your entities are going to gain from you. The more drained you're going to feel, the worse you are going to feel. Because you only, and I want everybody to think about this, right? You are a being of love and light. When you resonate with your true self, which is within love and light, you feel really, really good. Really good. That's why people are like, you know what, I feel wonderful. I'm connecting to me. I'm like, you know, I'm looking at the birds, I'm looking at the trees, everything's so fabulous, you know, when they connect to themselves, when they become love and light. So if you're not love and light, that means you're your damn ego. That means your negativity. And it does not feel good to stay within your ego. It does not feel good to stay within that negativity, right? So get out of it as best as you can and as fast as you can, okay? Okay. So that is the sixes. Let's go into the sevens. And please keep your questions coming. Keep them coming. I'm also here. And by the way, for those of you who have made a donation today, thank you so much. You know, it's always wonderful to know that the energy is appreciated and being returned and everything. So I just wanted to thank you so much if you have made a donation already today. So that is fabulous. If you haven't, don't worry. Don't worry. I thank you for at least watching me and coming and listening to me chit chat for like hours and hours on end. That is also very, very much appreciated because I know I can drone on. Okay. So 77, 777, and 77, 77. Okay. So we are going with 77s. Now, like I mentioned earlier, 77s are all about gratitude and staying within your love frequency. So when you see 77, that is a notification that you need to be grateful. This moment. And if I haven't said this before, ignore my spelling because shoot, I don't spell very well. So ignore everything if it does not read right. So 77 is you need to be grateful in your now moment because again, the gratitude frequency along with the love frequency is what produces energy for your manifestations. So if you see that, it is just like your spirit's going, okay, hey, you will often see a 77 right after you've made a request using a 111. So you'll see a 111, and then if it's not taken root yet with the 1111, you'll see a 77. It's like, okay, you made your request, right? Let's be grateful. Let's feel it. Let's feel alive. Because your spirit at that point is like, okay, I'm going to switch some things around. We're going to put things in place in order to get you what it is that you've requested. All right? So really important for that one. Okay. Oh, Lorna, thank you. Lorna says, we love listening to you because it makes sense and helps our frequencies. That it does, my dove. Oh, no, don't worry. So I'm not like, I appreciate all the donations that come in. warms my heart when I see that people are literally donating out of the goodness of their hearts, and just saying thank you. I think that's wonderful. But if you're not, don't worry. I appreciate and I love the fact that you are here, that you are listening, and hopefully that you will go on and pass this information on, share this video, to help others understand that, hey, we need to start waking up. We need to start getting these messages, because it's only when we all understand what's happening where everything can change for the better for everyone as well, right? So don't worry, but thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Alrighty, so 777. We are at that one. And now with this, you need to stay in gratitude, frequency, for as long as possible. As possible. Okay, so 777 means that you are really trying to generate a lot of energy right now, and your spirit literally needs you to be as grateful as you can for as long as you can. So if you find yourself getting a 77, what I want you to do is I want you to have like literally pull out a list that you keep in your pocket, just a mantra that you can say to start generating this gratitude frequency. Because what's beautiful about it though, what's beautiful about it is that if you can literally just read off of a list to gain all of the, like literally reading 5 sentences over and over and over again, the more you say it, the more your solar plexus is then going to start to churn and generate this gratitude energy, which will of course lead to your manifestations. So yeah, like a good 5 to 6 phrases, like, you know, just of all the things that you're grateful for, and let it be genuine to your heart as well. So I don't want you to be like, I'm grateful for my Nana, but your Nana is somebody you really don't like. Okay, that's not genuine. That's not genuine. You're not really grateful for your Nana. And when we are doing this again, I want you to do, I'm grateful for things that are actually like, don't be like, I'm grateful for my phone because it allows me to do a lot of work, because work equals stress. That's not what we want. So I want you to just think of all the things you are genuinely grateful for. Like, you know, for me, I am grateful for the open hearts. I am grateful for the beauty of nature. I am grateful for a wonderful husband and fabulous children. These are the things I'm grateful for. I'm so grateful for them. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for my spirit. I'm grateful for all of the spirits who are around me. If you can't see them, don't worry, they're there. And I am so grateful for all of them who are around me, that help me guide and so forth. So, you know what, figure out what it is that you are truly grateful for, put it on a list so that you can have quick access. So when you see a 777, you just whip that sucker out and just be like, I'm grateful for this, 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 and that, and just repeat it for like 30 seconds. Okay, and 77, you basically, you need to work harder. Okay, so again, amplification of the 777. But if you see that extra 7, it's just like, yo, yo, yo. Whatever measly attempt that you've made of being grateful has fallen flat. Like, I need more, I need extra. Because again, you are generating this power. This is why I'm always telling people, you know, raise your physical frequency. Be better, because if you do, you generate a sugar load more power in a shorter amount of time than if you are in a lower frequency, right? And this, of course, helps your frequency at the same time. It's like this beautiful makeup of just like, yay, everything falls into place, really, when it comes to the gratitude frequency. So that is the number 7. Okay, so stay grateful. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we are going to go with 8s now. Let's go with this. So we're going to go to 88, 8, 8, 8, and 88, 88. Okay. Hope I still got everybody with us. All right. Okay. Now, if we are on Oh, let's have a look here. Get on under. Okay, so 88. What you are experiencing when you see 88 is you are physically on the right path. Okay, so again, this is a physical thing. When you are 8888, you are nearing your destination. Arrived. So this is an entirely physical and in the material. It can also, I guess you can also say it can be used in a mental as well, or an ethereal, but genuinely this is more so in the material to tell you where you are physically heading. So all I can do is, the best way I can explain it is to give you the situation as to when I was driving in Toronto. Sorry, I'm going to take my shoes off. I've been wearing them and I can just hear squeaks everywhere. So when I was going, because again, I don't have a navigation system. I don't use, you know, really like usage, right, when I'm driving. So I'll head out on the highway, and what I will do is I will look out for these 8s. So, because my spirit at that time, or myself, I'm guiding myself to where I want to be. So as I'm driving down the road, I'll see an 88, which tells me, okay, I'm on the right path. Keep driving physically down this road. And then I will see, as I'm getting closer, I will follow the 88s. All right, well, technically, I'm not going to lie, I have take the next left, right? I'll have take the next left. And as I'm like, okay, let me switch lanes and so forth, then I'll see the next car in front of me will have an 88 on it, on its license plate or somewhere. So I know I need to follow that 88. And so I'll follow the 88, okay? And then I'll get further instruction, okay, go right. Sorry, lefts and rights are actually reversed, so I say right, but this is your fake right. Fake, sorry. That's your real right, this is your fake right. Anyway, so I'll be like, okay, let's go fake right. That's something, I'm gonna have to go through with that. That's a really, really funny topic. And we'll do that in spellcasting. Okay, anywho. And I'll just keep following the 88s along with my instruction. Then when I know I see, when the 88 switch from that to 888, then I know I'm getting closer. Okay, so it's like, ooh, okay, we're almost there. And then when I see the 88, it means I've arrived at the destination. And that's just literally what the 88s mean. Now, how that's me, that's how I use the 88s synchronicities. What you may find is, let's say you were thinking in your head, I wonder if I'm going to ever meet my soulmate or the love of my life, whether whoever she is or whoever he may be. Like I cannot wait to see them. And let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to go in the grocery store, and you were thinking this, and then you saw an 88. And you're like, oh, okay, all right. And you keep going more, and you're just walking around the store, and then you see an 888. And then you're just like, oh, okay. But you're still thinking about when I see my true love. Then you bump into somebody, a handsome gentleman or a beautiful lady, and you're just like, oh, hello. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see 8888. That's like your spirit guide going, okay, we were here. There you go. There is your soulmate for you. And then you're gonna get all these wonderful feelings. So that's another way you can use the 888s. I hope that helps. Your guides keep messing with the connection of your video to remind us they're there with you too. Oh, you know what? I hope it's not too terrible, to be honest with you, because I've actually gotten a clear connection over here. So I hope it's not going to be too bad. Okay, so those are the 88s. Those are the 88s. All right, let's go into the 99s, and then we'll get on to the 3 and double-digit meanings as well. Oh, well, and yeah. Okay, so when you see the 99, you are getting a DNA repair. When you see the, no, I'll go through all of these. When you see the 999, it's still a DNA repair. but it's a large one. Okay, and when you see the, oh, sorry, extra 9. When you see the 9999, it means that your DNA repair is complete. Complete. Now, or it can also mean as well that you're going to get a really, really big one. Okay. So 99. 99. This is again, oh, and I will go down here. Oh, okay. Sorry, let's answer some questions first. So, Hazel, you say, oh, should we do this every time? That's exciting. When it comes to the 88s, if it is navigation, that is an actual ability. So what I want you to do is I want you to speak to your spirit first and make sure that you have that ability for them to instantly guide you, because you do need a certain level of energy in order to have navigation. That was one of those things where it was one of those where I woke up and was just like, oh, you've been gifted with divine navigation. And I was like, oh, okay, let's check this out. Let's try this. And so I did, and it worked. Worked very, very well, as I might add. Now, have I just been brushing ink all over my top lip? I think I have. I'm sorry. That's probably a little bit better. I hope so anyway. Sorry. My hands, every time, this is what they look like, right? So anyway. But that is something that when you are higher energy, you can use it as divine navigation in terms of the way I did the 888s. However, for you, if you are not as high energy, you can just use it as a sign like, hey, you're going in the right direction. But yeah, use it like that all the time. Okay. Johan, you say, prefer Ethernet cable for the connection to your computer. Yeah, you know what? I tell you guys, when it comes to my connection, my house is layered in a really, really odd way. And I've always had trouble with the internet. Like the Ethernet cable, trust me, if it was a possibility, I would have already done it. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna have to bear with me as best as we can. Alrighty. Lorna, it says, it's okay, just cracked every so often, and I'm sat with mom and does it on the same part of the video, so it's not my phone. Oh, bless. I don't even know what's happening then, my dear. I'm sorry, you guys. I hope you can bear with me while I'm going through this stage of connections. Bless you guys. Oh, thank you. Okay. So anyway, let's go with our DNA repairs here. So if you are seeing 99, again, that means your DNA is being repaired. You are often going to get some ringing in the ears after you see this 99. All right. Or it's also kind of like your DNA is going to be, it's either being repaired or it is going to be repaired. If you are staying on this thought process, you are going to get down there. Now, if you see the 999, it means that you're going to get more of a larger DNA repair. So expect some large ringing or possibly some slight physical discomfort. You may start to feel the back of your head, your energy and your kundalini kind of making like little pinches in the back of your head or behind your ears, like just literally like right behind your ears here. You may feel a little bit of that. You may feel like some pulsating on your forehead. You may start to just feel just general things in your energy, like woo, wisps. If you are at the point where you can open your mouth and regain an actual upgrade, because your spirit can literally just like a mechanic goes into a car and fiddles with some connections, your spirit is able to do that with you as well. So if you see, I'm going to recommend to everybody, if you see, should I recommend that? Yeah, no, I should. If you see a 999, what I want you to do is I want you to literally look up without any lenses, and you're going to be looking straight up for approximately, well, as long as you can really, but about 20 to 30 seconds is normally good. And you're looking straight up and trying not to blink, and you're just keeping your mouth open. Okay? When you do this, and when you are not wearing any lenses, your spirit is able to connect to you directly through your eyes. And then you may feel like, it feels like a little energy ball going in your mouth, like, kind of opening your mouth a little bit wider, because they're literally going in there up into your brain to get to the connections to either sever or create new connections that will help you to advance a lot faster. So that is what's happening there. Now, if you will get the 99.99, if it is very soon after you've just had a repair, then it means that your repair has been completed. Okay. However, if you've not had any of these and you just go straight to 99.99, then you can actually expect a pretty big repair to go through. A big repair normally, well, you're definitely going to feel it. You're going to feel something, like I mentioned, ringing in the ears, little pains behind the back of your head or going up the back of your head, pressure somewhere. Definitely, if you're opening your mouth, you're definitely going to feel like an energy ball is in your mouth. Don't get me wrong. You can close your mouth. You can. You have overall control. But if you were just open to it and you just open your mouth and let it happen, it's gonna feel like a sock is in there, and you're like, oh, where? Can't close my mouth yet? Like, that's what it's gonna be like. And normally these really big ones will last for 30 seconds. Normally 30 seconds, but on and off. Like if I was getting a really big upgrade during the day, I would be on and off all the time. Every other minute it'd be like, okay, look up, open your mouth, okay, that's good. Turn to the, I was like, turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the left. You know, like I'd have a bunch of instruction and it'd be like, oh, okay, are we finished? It's like, we're good for now. And then I'd waited about an hour to an hour and a half, and then I'd have more, and then I'd have to look back up and continue to do it because it took a little while. So Hazel, you say, how is it being repaired? Are we activating more helixes? Yes, you actually are. Because people believe that our DNA this is what our DNA looks like, or that it's supposed to look like, where you have just the two double helixes that spin round and round and round and round. That's what you are born in as, but you are supposed to develop that a hell of a lot faster. You actually should have, how many in total? 36? 37 helixes. You should have a sugar load of these lines. Sugar load. And they're just all, you know, they're just all tightly, much neater than this, by the way. But they are very, very nicely, tightly compact. And the best way I can describe it is if you've ever watched the movie The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. I forget the lady's name. I forget her name, but she's lovely. But if you've ever seen that movie, when her alien spaceship crashed and all they had was the arm left over, and they were like, oh, so this is the normal human A strands, but this one's got 5,000 DNA helixes. Yeah, that's how our DNA is supposed to be. So every time you see this 99 or these 999s, you are getting something else added to your helix or your DNA. Because you have to remember, your DNA is actually where that has your soul contract in it. Okay? Your DNA is what stops your soul from leaving your vessel permanently. Okay? And it's only when your DNA ceases to function, meaning when it dies, right? When your vessel dies, that is when your soul contract is then up and you can physically exit your body. So when you are getting this upgrade, you are getting more so that your spirit can enter more into your body, your vessel, and can fit more of itself in your DNA. So that's where we're going there with the 99s and all the upgrades. Okay, I hope you're all still with me. We are getting there. We are almost to the end. I know it's been a little while, but we are so getting there. We'll just very quickly, we're going to go through the zeros. Or mind you, I guess we did go through the, no, we didn't. Okay, so we've got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I do not believe, yes, and we have 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so when you are seeing these zeros, now I'm going to go with, as we already know, the 1 0 is just being a change in the real world, in the material. Or amplification, or yeah. I say amplification, but I use that word lightly only because it's just letting you know that a change has been made. It doesn't have to be a big change. It's just that a change in the material has actually been made. So that's 0. The double 0 is the same thing times 2. This is, of course, same thing times 3, and same thing times 4, except for we're going to go in a little bit more detail. Amplifications. How can I say this? Sorry, it's the amplifications of the zeros can be taken in so many different ways and can be interpreted in different ways. But if 0 is a slight change, double 0 is like a decently noticeable change. Like, oh, wow, I actually noticed that. Just the regular 0, you may not even see it at all. You may not even clock this change that has been going on. Double 0, you're more likely to like, oh, okay, I see it. Triple 0 is like, yep, that has definitely made a change. Or I see that change, I understand that change. Quadruple 0 is, that's like basically the max power to amplify the message going through. And it means, of course, a change has been made. Whereas these ones are like, a change is coming or it's being made. This one's like, no, change has definitely been made. And it is now in the physical, in the material world. So it has an amplification behind the message. So that's really the zeros, if anything. I know I kind of just whisked through that really, really quickly. But, you know, it's amplifications. Alrighty. Hazel, you say, wow, I thought 12 helixes was the maximum. 36 is 3 times that. Wow, we are remarkable. I'm telling you, the ability for flight to literally manipulate your energies and push them underneath your feet and so forth, that is a definite possibility, and we need more helixes to do that. So 37 helixes is a regular thing. That's where we can go. Can we go beyond that? Yes, and you can keep going depending, because your potential is completely limitless. In this, you are only as limited as to what your mind is basically telling you you are limited to, or what box you put yourself in. If you don't have a box to put yourself in, you're free. All right, you're totally free, and you can evolve to whatever heights that you feel are necessary. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's go into our duplicates and our numbers. So with these ones, I'm just going to be giving you the general meanings because they are a little bit different. However, like I say, as you get more into with your own spirit, you can then go and see how you can change these up. Okay, so these ones are fun. We're going to start with 10. We are going to then go with 12, 13, 25, 36, 39, and we'll get on to some other ones too. Okay, so let's go on with 10. Now, 10, oh, by the way, I know a lot of people were getting the synchronicity 9/11. All right, oh, 25, Renee, good stuff. We're going to go with 25 in just a second. But just letting you know, 9/11, which, by the way, I refuse to tell myself what this was. And if you are interested in my first words to my spirit, or the first words to myself that I was writing, I do have a series of this on YouTube. And so you can kind of go through my own thought process as to what I was seeing, what I was experiencing during my awakening process. You never know, you may find that you kind of gain some insight into some questions you want to ask your own spirit. But anyway, 9/11, just because we have gone past some things. 9 is you are getting a DNA upgrade. 11, your spirit is with you. So 9/11 equals spiritual enlightenment. Just throwing that out there. Spiritual enlightenment. Reading numbers. Yeah, all that good stuff. Okay. Lorna, you say, how do we know that it isn't 1 and then 0 or 1 and 3 and not 10 or 13. Onala, you've got down there 12, 21 as well. Oh, this is where it comes to reading each individual number, and you can see where it's going within you. So for example, if you've got 10, 13, you got to judge the situation. But you know what? Before I get into it, we've got 10 and 13 right here. Let me write those down first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got 10. You're awakening. Your spirit. Okay, so if you've got number 10, you are awakening your spirit or your consciousness. So 10 is kind of like, oh, a little baby being born, oh, you're so cute. You know, that's the kind of thing we're looking at 10. For 12, your spirit wants to communicate with you. Okay. Absolute change is coming. Okay. 25 is spirit is with you and to trust. Okay, and then we have 36, thinking too negatively. And 39 is back on track. Positivity. Okay, now these all do come in, of course, multiples as well. So if you are seeing 10, and for yourself, it was Lorna. For yourself, you saw 10 and 13, right? Now that seems like a pretty good message to be like, hey, you're awakening. An absolute change is coming. So you'd see 10 and 13. Now, if you saw 101.3, I would probably take that as a 101 instead, which I'll go through those ones in just a second too. But if it was just literally a 10, 13, I would take it as, hey, chickadee, your spirits, you're awakening. Expect an absolute change to come. Okay, so that's what we get from there. Now, so we've got 12 is your spirit wants to communicate with you. Now, don't get me wrong. 12 has a little bit of a deeper meaning to it. It does mean that your spirit wants to communicate with you because there is something that needs to be said in this moment, okay? It's for a different purpose, but they want to speak to you directly right now. And they want to speak to you so that they don't have any confusion, and it's more so important. So when you see a 12, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to speak to my spirit. That goes on to yourself, Onala. You see 12, 21, right? So with that, what I would say is, okay, your spirit wants to speak to you, very much so right now, but you need to stay in your now moment because your spirit's right there with you. So that's like literally like Onala going, hey, Sarah, hey, Onala, I'm here, I got to talk to you right now. 12:21, I'm here, talk to me. Focus, you know? That's what your spirit's telling you at that moment. Oh, Lord, are yours was like, those numbers don't mean anything, just examples. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. And there is, Lorna, you're absolutely right. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Every little thing has been calculated into your life by you. You can create your own you create your own world, don't get me wrong, but everything is organized. Nothing is a coincidence. Trust me, as previously a diehard atheist, I'm like, everything's coincidence. And then when you realize, you're like, oh, nothing's coincidence. And it's fun. Okay, so 13, now we may know this card from this number from tarot cards as well, which is the death card, but 13 is, of course, absolute change. It does not necessarily mean death, but it is the absolute change that death brings. So it just means that once this happens, you can't go back. That's just what it is, because that past does not exist anymore. You literally can't do it. What's done is done. So that's what happens when you see 13. When you see 25, spirit is with you. You got to trust in your spirit now more than any time right now when you see 25s. All right? So that goes with 25, 25 too. Yeah, so that other negative consequences. So you'll find that you're just like, okay, well, doesn't 555 and 5555 mean that you need to trust now more than ever before? Of course it does. But we're trying to make, your spirit is trying to give you as much opportunity as possible. So if you missed the 5555, then maybe a 625 will show up. 25 in the next one. They're gonna give you whatever message they can within that time space that they can find it in as well. Okay. Annette, so you asked, so how do I communicate with the spirit? Well, that's, my dear, when you are getting that number 12, that is up to you and how you have developed your connection with your spirit. Now, it could just mean that if you're visual and you're clairvoyant, it could be just like, okay, I'm going to send you a vision, or I'm going to visualize my spirit guide and have them talk to me, okay, in that moment. It could also mean that you go meditate. For me, it's just, I basically sit and I go, yo, what's up? Who wants to talk to me? Because I'm telepathic, right? So it'll come straight through to me. You know, so it really does depend on how you genuinely like to communicate with your own spirit as to how you will communicate with them. Or if you're incredibly stubborn and you don't have a way to communicate with them, you may just get a bombardment of third eye pressure on your head, which will feel like a headache. And I know a lot of you have had that experience where you're just going through life and you're just like, my head hurts, this is so painful. Yeah, sometimes that's your spirit going like, I need to talk to you. And it's like they're beating you on the head, just be like, talk to me. So they're not doing that. They're just focusing so hard on you to try to get you to wake up and talk to them. Oh, bless you. Okay, so Hazel, you say, it's interesting learning what your favorite numbers mean aside from the synchronicities you're shown. Oh, it is wonderful. I think if you can look into numerology, definitely do so. I think there's a site, numerology.com or whatever, or .org or something like that. Really, really fun to look at, and I definitely recommend getting your life path number, because when you realize, like, woo, this is funny, you know, like how crazy accurate it is, right? So that's fun. Okay, when you see 36, this is another signification that you are thinking too negatively. Okay, so your thoughts are just getting away with you. 39, back on positivity. So let's say you saw 36 because your spirit was like, yo, you know, I don't have any force to work with, so I want you to think positively right now. So I'm going to send you 36. But when you see 39, it's like, okay, you did good. We're good. We're back on the right track. All right, we're back on the right track. So that's where we're going with there. Now the amplifications or the doubles of these. Okay, so if we go back to 10, if you see just the 10, again, you're awakening your spirit. If you see a double 10, so 10, 10, such in this way, this is for you to remember to do what you need to do to wake up. This is a reminder when you see 10, 10, because you are now more aware of it. But so for example, if you were, and talk to your spirit, of course, if you see a 10, 10, because that's part of the reminder. But if you were supposed, if Kulipup told you, hey, you need to ground for 30 minutes, you need to meditate for 30 minutes, you need to eat better, and you need to kind of do what you got to do in order to raise your frequency. And let's say you were just like, you were about to sit down for dinner, and you're just like, and you got some chicken nuggets on the side. And you're like, oh, but Kulipup said I shouldn't have any meat, but I really want to have some of these chicken nuggets. But you're like, but Kulipup said don't have any meat. Then the next time you look at the clock, it's going to say 10:10. Right? Because your spirit's like, yo, hey, remind you, we've got some work to do here. We've got something to do. So that's your spirit kind of way of going, focus on what we've got to do here. Oh, thank you, Annette. You're so sweet. Bless you. Oh, love you guys. So that is 10:10. If you are in the 12:12, that means speak to your spirit immediately. So 12 is just like, okay, you know what? I want to communicate with you. So please give me a shout when you're ready. When you see 12:12, it says like, nope, drop everything and speak to me right this very second so that negative outcomes do not happen, because I have to clearly tell you about something that you need to hear right now. So that is 12:12. If you are in 13:13, so 13 is absolute change is coming to you, kind of pre-warning you. 13:13 signifies that it is very, very close, like it's going to happen, like it's either happening right now or it's happening very, very soon. Okay, so that's what double 13 means. If you are seeing 25:25, like Herolden was saying, that is, of course, to trust in your spirit now, otherwise negative consequences are imminent, or your manifestation may be lost as well. So if you were trying to manifest that new car and you saw 25:25 and you're still not trusting in your spirit, that's basically your spirit's way of going, look, you asked for the car, you ain't paying attention, you're not trusting me, so now the car is over here and we're now going in that direction. You've totally taken a wrong turn. Totally taken a wrong turn. So that is what your spirit is trying to tell you at that point. Now 36, you're thinking too negatively. Switch your focus to positivity. Now if you see a double 36, what this means is that you are drawing energy from dark matter at that point. So expect negative consequences if you are seeing this double figure, okay? So again, if you are drawing from negative matter, it means that you are thinking so negatively that the only thing that can happen now is a negative outcome, okay? So expect a negative outcome to happen. 39, if you see a double 39, it just means you require more positive thinking to get you back on track. So that's basically a try harder on that one. Like, you're doing well, but try harder. So that's what we got there. We just got a couple more, and then we are going to be done for this day's lesson. Okay, so hello, hello. Okay, sorry, Liv just is here and he's gorgeous. Okay, alrighty. So then you've got 47. Okay, and then we've got 98. These are the last two. So 47, your luck is turning soon. Okay, so stay focused. And then 98 is you're mentally on the right path. Okay, so again, 47, your luck is turning, so stay focused. So let's say that you've had a really, really rubbish day. Really, really rubbish day. And well, now your spirit's got the chance to turn things around for you. So you may see a 47, which is basically them going like, okay, don't worry, don't worry. We're having a rubbish day right now, but our luck is going to be better. So I want you to stay happy, stay focused, you know, just live cool and be grateful and everything like that, because it's turning around. Now, if you see 47, the double of this, that one is be positive and grateful, so your luck may change quickly, okay? So 47 means it's coming to you. 47 is it's like, okay, do it now, so that we can get this changed that much faster. Okay, 98, that means you are mentally on the right path. Mentally on the right path, so you need to stay in there, right? Because remember, 9 is DNA upgrades, which all happen through your thoughts and through your actions. 8 is you're on the right path. So when you see 98, you are going in the right direction in terms of your thought pattern. You will often see a 98 when you are on the path of self-discovery, of discovering new information, you know, watching cool new documentaries and so forth. And you may just be like, huh, I wonder what this is going through. Like, I wonder what that leads to. And then all of a sudden you'll see 98, which you'll be like, oh gosh, okay, let's keep thinking about it. Let's go with this thought process. Now, if you see on 98, you are trailing, you're trailing off the right path, okay? So if you double 98 means like, oh, you were on the right thought process, but now you're kind of taking a little bit of a left turn there. So just bring it back on forward. That's what we're trying to get through with the 98. So Johan, you say, better understood, number 14, 14, and 1 and 4 in my childhood. Oh, well, if that's the case, your spirit's with you and be happy. That's what I would literally take from a 14. Or just 1s and 4s, is that your spirit's there, but you just got to remain happy. Now, if you were a kid and you were an empathic kid going through a lot of crap, I can understand why your spirit at that point would be like, I'm here, just be happy. You know, we're 14, we're 12. Or we're 9 and everything's stupid, parents are stupid, you know, that kind of thing. So just bear that in mind. 1414. Okay. So Priscilla, does the house number where you live tell something about you or your situation frequency? I heard something like this, but I don't know if it's true. Priscilla, yes, it can. Everything happens for a reason. How can I forget what mine was. 1 second. That's 12. 9 plus 12 and 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, yeah. My house number basically equals out to the number 3 when I add everything together and so forth, which was very funny because I noticed this when we were going through, when Lip and I discovered that we were the Holy Trinity and everything, like 3 3s just kept popping up absolutely everywhere. Derivative of 6, which is our life path number, or my life path number now. So I'm so sorry. I swear I keep rubbing like ink on my top lip. I don't know what has happened. I just keep getting, I get sweaty now. I'm sorry. But anyway, so yes, your house number, like look at all numbers. Look at the license plate number you have on your car. Look at all numbers. All of them will say something if your attention is being drawn to them. Alrighty. Okay, so that is your individual numbers. And just as a general kind of thing, there's also a set of numbers that you go through when you are changing timelines very quickly. So 101, 201, 301, 401, and onwards. Okay, you can put any one of these. You can basically the number plus a 01. Okay, what this means is a timeline change is about to happen. Or you can also look at it as a dimensional shift if you would like. When you see a 101, that means that literally you are about to shift timelines. So you need to think of your spirit within this time. Because the 1 says spirit, 0 is an amplification of something about to happen in the material or the physical world. And 1 is again to let you know that your spirit is changing this. So 01 is like my spirit's about to change something for me. So if you think 101, when you see this number, focus on your spirit, know that they're there, and just be like, hey, you know, say hi. 201, that's again signifying that there's going to be a timeline change, but to be positive, or for it to be switching into a positive dimension or a positive timeline change, you're going to want to be in your now moment, because 2 again equals your now moment or your present moment. So when you see 201, just be like, I am in my now moment. I'm going to look at the floor, look at the grooves in the floor, look at my hand, whatever you can do to keep yourself in this present moment is what you're going to want to do. Because if you switch your thoughts to either the future or the past in that moment during a timeline switch, it's not going to work out. You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to stay stagnant. 301, same thing. Again, a timeline is about to change, and in this moment, you need to take care of your body. Think about yourself. Live for you in this moment, okay? So that you can switch to a positive one. Same thing with 401. You need to be as happy as you can while you are seeing 401 so that you can switch to a positive, happier timeline. Same thing with 501, you know, trust your spirit because they're going to shift. 601, drop that ego right in that moment. 701, be grateful in that moment. 801, you're on the right path, so keep going in that physical direction. 901, get ready for an upgrade because we are going to switch into a timeline that allows a further upgrade. All right, so that is what we have here. My house number is 47, so it means so it's 11 means 1, right? Yes, depending on the context as well, my sweet. Mom's birth number is 6, and her house number works out to be 6 also. Yep, that makes sense. Timeline shift. Yep. Okay, so timeline shift. This is a little bit of a complicated bit here, but I'm going to try to explain it the best I can with what I've got here. So let's get rid of that. So when we're talking about a timeline shift, I just want you to think, you know when you go and ask a psychic and you're just like, hey, what do you see for my future? Well, that psychic is actually reading your timelines. Because if you're here, and depending on your actions, whether you're happy or whether you're sad, you've got multiple different timelines. Now, when you're going on a, so this is you and these are your timelines, okay? So based on the action that you are taking will lead to one of these timelines being selected. So normally when you come to a decision, this is your fork in the road. You can either go with A over here, or you can go with B. Now this is C, D, E, and this is A, B, C, D, E, or whatnot on this side versus that side versus this side. So if you are here, or no, this is not, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this correctly, not all together. We need to relabel this. So let's go with 1, 2, nope. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the next one. So these are your timelines, all right? Whenever you make any decision in life, okay, you are either going to pick A over here, timeline A, or you're going to pick timeline B. And these timelines come about all the time. And I mean every single day, 24 hours a day, you are always changing through your timelines. Now, let's say this is happiness over here. This timeline leads to happiness. This timeline leads to sadness, okay? So if you were thinking positively during this time, you would have selected timeline over here. So now your avatar switches. We're no longer over here because this is no longer your primary avenue that you're going to take. Okay, so now you're over here. Now you make more decisions. Now you're going to go to number 1 or number 2. Now, if you are thinking negatively, you're going to go back over to number 1, which is going to put you towards this timeline more. So then your avatar is then going to switch and you're going to go back to 1. However, if you're still thinking positively and you select timeline number 2, then the next decision you make will be between 2 and 3. Now, if over here is a very, very negative outcome, like super, super sad face, then you would have had to make poor decisions all over the place in order to get to this timeline over here. However, you made more positive decisions, so you're getting closer to this timeline over here, which is all about happiness and positivity. Okay? So your spirit, whenever they're giving you these synchronicities, they're basically saying, hey, I want to get us over to this positivity. So right now, I need you to think as happily as you can because that's going to switch us over to timeline number 4. Okay? It's not really called timeline number 4, but it is just as an example. Versus if you were, for example, if you were getting closer to timeline number 1 because your thoughts were really, really negative, your spirit's then going to be like, hey, stay in the now moment, stay in your present moment, because right now nothing bad is happening at the present. So if you can take up that advice, if you can catch this message to stay in your now moment, then it will avoid you going backwards over to this timeline, and instead you'll either stay fairly the same or you'll shift over to a more positive timeline. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But yes, definitely, John, it is definitely going to be a lesson for later, because it all ties in with manifestation too, with the timeline. So it's really, really just like, yeah, we're definitely going to have a lesson for that one. Okay, Harolden, you say, did you already go through something like 3.03? No, not really, but it's about being able to read all the numbers together. So at the very beginning, I went through all the singular numbers that you can kind of put together and add up with the meanings. If you are getting a 303, for example, let's say you got 303 over here, right? The 3, in this instance, would mean you need to take care of your body right now. A change is going to happen in the material, like a timeline change. But like I say, again, take care of your body right now. Okay? So when you see that 303, definitely do, because it's not always like, when you see the 01, that's your spirit working towards getting you what you want. Okay? When you don't see the 1 there and you see a 03, that's your spirit kind of going, look, take care of your body right now, because negative things are happening. So take care of that sucker. You know, like not telling you that, hey, this is a timeline change towards your manifestations. This is more of a timeline change because if you don't pee right now, your bladder's going to explode. That kind of timeline change, right? More immediate. So that's what we've got with those ones. I hope that helped. Oh, Johan, okay, that's good. Oh, I'm glad that made sense with my whole timeline explanation. Right, well, my loves, that is my lesson for today. You have been with me now for the last 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I know number synchronicities are hard to get your head around, but I still thank you so bloody much for sticking with me for as long as you did. If you did donate, thank you so very much. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I appreciate that you're here anyway. If you found this video lesson useful, then please come back for more. I'm going to be doing at least 2 lessons per week at the moment. Hopefully we'll raise that up to even more to get you all the information that you need. I do have my YouTube channel too. So if you just type in Source Truth up in YouTube, or there is the link to my channel directly on my profile. Just look to the side there. If you haven't joined my Facebook group Frequency 51, I definitely recommend you do that too, because if it's raising frequencies, we're going to do it a lot faster when we do it together as well. And so Frequency 51 has a wonderful host of people that are there who are really doing bloody well in terms of waking up. So it's going to be great to be a part of that community. Right, so that is it from me. If you require any further information, or if you have any other topics of lessons that you want to go through, please just post on my profile or send me a message in some way, shape, or form, and we'll get that arranged. Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.